So by changing our consciousness, our belief, we're creating a new cause. We can create new cause in our life and get new results. So what exciting change do you want to make? I mean, they say, the world is waiting for you. All the good is there. Do you want to work in a new place? You want a better job? You want to start your own business? How about a happier relationship or a new one? A new exciting hobby? How about lots of money? That's always a fun one. A nice change to have if that hasn't been something you've been experiencing. Maybe you want to create a work of art or write a book. Maybe you want to research some unexplored ideas or invent something. Maybe you want to teach school or lead spiritual studies or be a public speaker. Or maybe, like one of my friends says, his goal is to just really, totally feel the oneness with Spirit. To feel the great joy that comes from living in love, in God, in good, consciously. For we're always living in love, in good, in God, but we're not always aware of it. It's always there. There's so many possibilities for joy. All we have to do is expand our mind to open to those new possibilities and then put our energy on it, focus on it, believe it, and know it's being revealed. It's just great when you think about all the people who've done this. We've heard of children like age 7 who started a business to help someone. And it became like a big business, a successful business. Children that young. You've heard about the CSL youth building schools in Africa. You heard about, this was several years ago, a homeless girl going to Harvard. Women becoming heads of state where women weren't even allowed in politics. Of course, the impossible mountains. The mountains that are impossible to climb, that people have climbed. And all the inventions in medicine and communication. You've heard over and over again in Silicon Valley, businesses starting in a garage and becoming billion-dollar businesses. You've heard of someone who just took something they liked to do, like Debbie Fields liked making cookies, and her friend said, "Oh, these are so good, you should sell them." And now she has a huge business. It's so interesting when we let go of that limitation, of those limiting ideas, look what can happen. Because all these people could say, well, I just make cookies, nobody's going to buy them. The young children who want to raise money, what's so great about children? They don't have all those limitations in their mind, right? They don't say, well, I'm only 7, I couldn't do this, or I'm only 10. They go, I want to do this, and they do it. That's the great example of children. And the imagination. So open your mind and your heart to those unlimited ideas. What kind of joy do you want to choose? And what's great about life is you can keep choosing new joys as you move on. People have chosen joy in smaller ways where you don't read about it in the news, found a new relationship. People who have someone in our congregation who could hardly see can now see well enough to drive. People who were told they'd never walk again are walking. Someone who was out of work for several years now has a great job. People who've been diagnosed with cancer are healed. People who were leading fairly normal lives are experiencing a new joy, a deeper joy, a greater joy. So think about it. What joy do you want? Remember when you were a child? I remember imagining. And that's what we need to do again, is to open our imagination. I imagined I was a superhero. I could fly. It was a lot of fun. And I used to play dolls in a tree. And the doll would live in the tree, and she'd just press one of the little knot holes, and then she'd get her milk or her food. You know, it was like children let their imaginations expand. And we can all do that. And when we do, when we choose a new dream and we believe it, God's law fulfills. Now, one more thing that seems to be important in this whole process of choosing the joy of wisdom is relaxation. And in our busy worlds, a lot of times we go, oh yeah, who has time for that? But when we want to open to a new idea, we need to spend some time contemplating, relaxing, meditating, so that we can expand. Even playing is a way to open. So we give our brains and our hearts and our minds some space to choose a new joy. And once we know what we want, we treat and believe it's ours. And in treatment, relaxation is also an important part. For it's that very part at the end, right? Letting go. My mom is not a religious scientist. She believes in more a fundamental way of faith. But she sent around this little kind of joke thing, and it was God, and it said, Dear Dar, or Dear Mary Jo, whoever it was, I just want you to know that you've prayed and you asked for something, and I'll handle it from here. You don't have to tell me how to do it. You know, I got it. And it's so many times like we treat, and instead of letting go, then we're trying to figure it out. So like, I need some more money. So let's see, where could it come from? It's like, treat, know it's there, it's an abundant universe, relax and let go. So some dreams happen quickly and some take time. But all we need to do is have faith to keep open to the new good and to achieve it. And even when we don't see immediate results, we need to keep that faith. There's a story of a little boy who the hen laid some eggs, and his parents told him the eggs were going to turn into chicks. So every day he went by, and he went to the hen house, and he looked, and the eggs were still eggs. You know, so finally he thought, it's not going to happen. They didn't tell me the truth. Well, the next day he happened to walk by the hen house just because he was used to it, and the eggs had turned into chicks. Well, what if the mother hen had given up her faith and gotten off the eggs and not kept them warm anymore? Then they wouldn't have been chicks. So we need to do the same thing. People say, well, I'm not sure I have enough faith. You use faith every day. When you fly in an airplane, you have faith that the pilot knows what he's doing, right? And when you drive a car, you have faith that the people coming the opposite way are going to stay on their side of the road. And when you turn on a light, you have faith that's going to turn on. So it's the same kind of faith. Just knowing God law is waiting there, like the light switch and all that's behind it, for us to say, I want light, or I want health, and I accept it in my life now. So let's choose to have that same faith in what we want, not in what we don't want. Let's choose to have faith in love and peace and divine order, health and harmony, financial abundance and joy. Let's choose to keep our faith in God, in good, and know we are saved and loved and happy and supplied with all we need. Do this, and you will have chosen the joy of wisdom. Namaste. Thank you.